So the session on Sunday, there'll be explosive squats, box jumps, Bulgarian squats, hex bar deadlift, 3 by 70% 1 rep max, and squats again, 6 by 4 70% 1 rep max. Variation is used here to ensure the performer continues and finishes the exercise program so that the correct adaptations occur. And the cool down row machine level 6 at RP of 10 for 5 minutes. Stretch hip abductors using the seated butterfly for 30 seconds. Horizontal extension, pectoral stretch, passive stretch using the wall for 30 seconds. Tricep brachii stretch behind the head for 30 seconds each arm. Wrist flexors, extension, passive stretch using the other hand to pull, push back. There was no training on Saturday. Performer has other commitments, so should be focusing on eating well to make sure that the extra session on the Sunday can be done and that the body isn't training under fatigue. Week 5, there'll be a RPE of 16, hip circles, 30 seconds clockwise and anti-clockwise, foot twists, 10 on each foot, 20 star jumps, walking lunges for 20 meters with an upper body twist, skipping for 2 minutes forwards, skipping for 2 minutes backwards, and then a walking hamstring, 20 meters, springing leg across the body, front 10 each leg. Circuit, there'll be 3 rounds. Here I've progressed the session by making sure that each station within the circuit is completed 3 times throughout the Monday session. There'll be deadlift to a front raise, and there'll be a deadlift to a chest press, deadlift to a squat thrust, and then there'll be a deadlift to an overhead press and deadlift to a bicep curl, all for 20 seconds with 10 seconds rest. And the cool down will be row machine on level 6 at RP of 10 for 5 minutes. Stretch hip abductors using seated butterfly, 30 seconds. Horizontal extension, pectoral stretch, passive stretch using the wall for 30 seconds. Tricep brachii stretch behind the head for 30 seconds each arm. Wrist flexors, extension, passive stretch using the other hand to pull or push back. And Wednesdays warm up will be hip circles, 30 seconds clockwise and anti-clockwise, foot twist, 10 on each foot, 20 star jumps, walking around for 20 meters with an upper body twist, skipping for 2 minutes, skipping for 2 minutes backwards, walking hamstring stretches for 20 meters, swinging leg across body in front, sagittal plane for 10 each leg. Perform each exercise for 30 seconds and then rest for 10 seconds. And then perform the next exercise. So it'll be an elbow plank, full extended ab curls, a single leg right pike, and there'll be a straight plank with the split legs in, and then there'll be a single leg with a left pike, and the squat thrust to alternating knee in. And for the cool down, row machine on level 6 at RP of 10 for 5 minutes. Stretch hip abductors using seated butterfly for 30 seconds. Horizontal extension, pectoral stretch, passive stretch using the wall for 30 seconds. Tricep brachii stretch behind head for 30 seconds each arm. Wrist flexors, extension, passive using the other hand to pull, push back. Now on Friday, there'll be a warm up. Dynamic stretches, calf raises, arm circles clockwise, anti-clockwise for 30 seconds. Increase pulse raiser step machine for level 8 for 5 minutes, then increase to level 9 for another 5 minutes. Dynamic body weight stretches including alternate body weight lunges, squats, RP RPE of 10, 5 each leg, jump sideways off one leg, landed on the other leg, 2x5, 180 degrees jump and turn with 5 reps in each direction. Activity. So here we're still working on the track at 300 meter sprint for 90% heart rate max. Actively recover doing a jog at RPE for 15 and for 100 meters before returning to sprinting around the athletics track for another 300 meters. Repeat this 5 times and jog as part of an active recovery to maintain intensity over a long duration and I have increased the intensity by increasing the amount of effort the performers put in, so corrected adaptations occur, like the glycogen triglycerides. So duration of performance can increase as exercise has more fuel stores to resort to. Cool down will be a cycle for 5 minutes at level 8 RPE to reduce the build-up of lactic acid and waste products from respiration. Sunday, warm up hip circles 30 seconds clockwise and anti-clockwise, foot twists 10 on each foot, 20 star jumps, walking lunges 20 meters with an upper body twist, skipping for 2 minutes forwards and skipping for 2 minutes backwards, walking hamstring stretches for 20 meters, swinging leg body cross, swinging in front, sagittal plane 10 each leg. Then we'll be working plyometric session, so explosive strength can be improved. The idea is that muscles will generate greater explosive force if they're stretched before plyometrics. To improve explosive power, there'll be explosive squats 3x10, 70% 1 rep max. Box jumps 3x10, Bulgarian squats 3 times 10, 70% 1 rep max. Hex bar deadlift 3x10. Squats 6x4 at 70% 1 rep max. Variation is used here to ensure the performer continues the exercise program. And there'll be a cool down row machine level 6 at perceived RPE of 10 for 5 minutes. Stretch the hip abductors using the seated butterfly for 30 seconds. Horizontal extension, pectoral stretch, passive stretch using wall for 30 seconds. Tricep brachii stretch behind the head for 30 seconds each arm. Wrist flexors and extenders, passive stretch using the other hand to pull or push back. So if we move on to week 6, last week of training, that'll be an Monday session. General fitness. So this will be working at 60%. Hip circles 30 seconds clockwise and anti-clockwise, foot twist 10 on each foot, 20 star jumps, walking lunges for 20 meters with upper body twist, skipping for 2 minutes forwards, skipping for 1 minute back, 2 minutes backwards, walking hamstring stretches for 20 meters, swinging leg across the body, in front and to the side, 10 each leg. So there'll be a circuit where we'll go through twice, which has 30 seconds of exercise but only 10 seconds of rest. So it'll be Superman's, burpees, side to side twist, squat thrust to alternating front raise, hill climber, a back row, left arm press with right arm press with left arm hold, and we'll be cooling down on a row machine at RP of 10 for 5 minutes, stretching hip abductors using the seated butterfly for 30 seconds, horizontal extension, pectoral stretch, passive stretch using the wall for 30 seconds, tricep brachii stretch behind the head for 30 seconds each arm, wrist flexors, extenders, passive stretch using the other hand to pull, push back. Wednesday, warm up we'll use hip circles 30 seconds clockwise, anti-clockwise, foot twist, 10 on each foot, 20 star jumps, walking lunges for 20 meters with upper body twist, skipping for 1 minute, for 2 minutes, and skipping backwards another 2 minutes, swinging leg across body in sagittal plane, and sideways for 10 each leg. Activity will be another circuit of 2 rounds. Perform each exercise for 40 seconds, then have 15 seconds and perform next. So we'll have alternating front raise to side raise. So we've added some serial movements to add intensity. Alternating double lunge to hop, and then weighted burpees, and then alternated forward and side punch on the right, and alternating forward and side punch on the left. And then Superman's to finish. Cool down rowing machine level 6 RPE of 10, 5 minute stretch hip abductors using seated butterfly for 30 seconds. To progress, push the elbows out. Horizontal extension bar for the pectoral stretch, passive stretch using the wall for 30 seconds, tricep brachii stretch behind head for 30 seconds, wrist flexors, extension passive using other hand to pull push back. Friday, jog 5 steps towards the cone, plant the left leg and cut to change direction to the right and accelerate again, and repeat on the opposite leg. 5 scissor legs for 20 seconds, 2 sets at RPE of 12. Ballistic stretching like swinging arms, because this session involves explosive movements. Fartlek training at 20 by 20 meters square, sprint at 90% heart rate max, walk with a RPE of 12, and jog at an RPE of 17. Speed play varies in intensities. I will do this on a netball court, and watch the aerobic capacity and anaerobic threshold. To cool down, we'll do some PNF stretching, the hamstrings, abductor longus and gluteus maximus. Repeat 3 times each limb. So Sunday we're doing some continuous training to improve cardiac hypertrophy to allow reduction of resting heart rate, make it more efficient so less risk of contracting coronary heart disease and putting less stress on the heart. Open the gate, close the gate for 20 meters each. Ballistic stretching like arm swings and leg swings, horizontal sagittal plane, 10 reps each. Playing lunges with twists for 20 meters. Swim for 2 kilometers at 70% heart rate max. Low intensity at the aerobic training threshold. Cool down row machine level 6 RP of 10 for 5 minutes. Stretch abductors using seated butterfly for 30 seconds. Horizontal extension of pectoral stretch, passive stretch using the wall for 30 seconds. Tricep brachii stretch behind the head for 30 seconds each arm. Wrist flexors extenders using the other hand to pull or push back. And that is the 6-week training program. We'll move on to the alternatives in the next video.